Welcome back, science heads. How are you doing? It's been a long time since I've seen you. I feel these videos are slowing down because I'm running out of topics. The world isn't as interesting as I thought it was. Anyway, today's object of discussion is a website that I think is better than Google, called TimeCube. This is mainly because I use TimeCube for all my information. It's way better than Google. You know how with Google you get like a million search results? With TimeCube, there is no search bar, and it's just one long big page of information, really. TimeCube was made by a smart man, David Fincher, on June 30th, 2015. The website makes complete sense if you look at it with an open mind, as I do. I tend to, see things a little differently from how everyone else sees them. I look at things with an open mind. I don't dismiss them just because they sound stupid. I don't think skeptically at all. I'll just accept anything you shove in my open maw. So I was pleasantly surprised to find this incredible website just lying out there on the open, And just to think that all the time and resources put into this great website, the TimeCube website. So basically, it's just a very, very good, big, long website, and it's full of compelling info. And some people might say it was written by a crazy person, but that's just not true. And I would know because I'm not crazy, so, Anywho, just a very nice... Also, I like how in one of the diagrams, the owner of the site, Robert McGee, blames the Clintons of something. Because, as we all know, the Clinton administration is corrupt, and Hillary is a smooth criminal that she is. So anyway, Science 2.0 has always had a kind of interesting viewpoint, but tonight we go on depth into TimeCube. Which is a much more reliable website than CNN. Some people would say, as a conservative, I should get my news from WEBARt. But actually, I get my news from TimeCube. It serves as my all-in-one go-to source for information. There's a helicopter up there. The Illuminati. Anyway, TimeCube, is my go-to source for all the information that I'd ever need. It's just a very reliable website, and unlike its liberally biased counterpart, tinyurl.com/NicholasComics, TimeCube has no gifs and no fun stories. It's just a guy rambling for hours on end, and he's like, the sun sets here, Jesus lives here, the Clintons live here, and each day is split up into 4 time zones. And then every time zone is split up into 4 WKRPs, and then the WKRPs are split up into UHFs. So if you understand this, it's a basic radio transmissions frequency. and he just keeps it up in this kind of techno jargon. Earlier on in this channel, I made a video about Bob Hickman, who's a very smart cookie. I think he's the next Einstein, personally. TimeCube is sort of like that. It has the same biting wit and insight. It has the same view of the world. Personally, I'm going to use TimeCube all the time now on my internet travails in my search for information. TimeCube makes as much sense as any book by Jordan Peterson. With his fancy buzzwords, you know, Jordan Peterson, I'm sure, and the guy who built this TimeCube website, Herc McDurgan, would actually agree on a lot of things. Personally, I think Jordan Peterson should meet this TimeCube guy, and they should go and have some nice British tea. Anyway, you know, just a very, very interesting thought that all too often, you know, CNN, everyone's like, oh, let's trust CNN with its liberal bias. How dare they call Barr a stoolie and a weasel? You know, William Barr is just doing his job and ruining the country. But then you've got the wonderful type of, you know, you got TimeCube. Why would you go to CNN.com or even Breitbart.com? I mean, they're not conservative enough. Even Breitbart pales in comparison when compared to TimeCube. And speaking as a conservative, I can say that TimeCube.com lines up with all my conservative thoughts, because my conservative thoughts aren't based on anything. They're just based on a mythical past that never really happened. And knowing that the guy who built this website agrees with me, I can think, wow, you know, what a sight. This guy asked to have his website reviewed, and also he was willing to give $1 million to any scientist that proved him wrong, kind of like the flat earthers do nowadays. So he was revolutionary in providing fake bets and fake contests that couldn't be won. But anyway, he asked for everyone to look at his site. He challenged the scientists, like the greatest minds of the day, to come down and tell him he was wrong. And they wouldn't, because they're all a bunch of cowards. I mean, come on, it's conspiracy theory time. And I'm Bob Odenkirk on the Ben Stiller Show with the segment 60-Second Conspiracy Theory, except in this case it's a 10-minute conspiracy theory streamed directly to your face hole. So keep watching, and and if you have the time, after you watch this video, go to TimeCube. I'm telling you, it's genius, and you won't regret it. That's where you learn stuff. I mean, even Breitbart now, I realize, isn't conservative enough for my tastes. TimeCube is where it's at. That's where you get just the smartest guy. You just get like genius over here, and I am blown away by the amount of effort, time, resources this guy put into his thing. You know, and just like that guy who was in the interview and he said that weed killer was safe to drink, and then the interviewer offered him some weed killer and the guy said, no, I'm not going to drink the weed killer. The guy behind TimeCube is someone we can all idolize. Someone who stands in the face of reason and meaningfulness, and just laughs in the face of it. So anyway, I've decided that as of right now, I'm not going to be using Google anymore to search things up. That is all wrong. Instead, I'm going to outsource my knowledge to the one biggest provider of insight on the internet, TimeCube. some people might say use Bing or Firefox or even Mozilla. But what I say is, I'm going to use TimeCube from here on out. Anyway, looks like it's about fun fact time here on the old Science 2.0 show. So what I'm going to do is I am going to quote the Bible. May the prophecy be foretold, and may the Cheetos rise up from the ashes and then walk down to Mordor and throw the One Ring to rule them all into Mount Doom. And then the Ghostbusters come up in the Ecto-1 and tell Slimer to buzz off. Jeremiah 46.5 hath the sword and I hath the shield, and never the twain shall meet. Okay, this has been Science 2.0. Thanks for watching.